Hello and welcome back to another great video review from the Geek Tech Show. In today's video we are going to be reviewing this cool little gadget. This is the Canon BR-E1 optional accessory for the G5X, or of course for the M5, M6 or just about anything camera. So is this actually worth it for you to actually get for your camera? We're gonna find out in this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe to it. Lots of entertainment and cool things that are only shown on this channel. So I have gotten this in the mail. It looks exactly like this when you do get this. The box is pretty big. Not really that big, but compared to me, it is a big box. Opening it up, initially I was a little bit disappointed by it, and I'm going to show you exactly why. But what just happened? So one of the things that really disappointed me for it was just this. What in the world is this? So we get those two little pieces here that do make sense why, but it doesn't really explain why. And what it is, you kind of simply, you can put this like this, and you can put the external mic over here. You can also have an external mic that you can put in another location here as well, such as just like that, putting another external mic right here. I really not too fan of this accessory. It can be put in different ways here as well. Well, I just hit the button here accidentally when I was recording it. But this is actually the cheapest part of this whole entire thing. Now, one thing that really disappointed me about this when I just got this was actually, out of everything else that I got here, is the lack of instructions in the actual manual. To top it off, this was one of the hardest Canon manuals I have ever read in terms of lack of instruction or telling you what to actually do, and how much BS is in here. What in the world is this Canon? This is like a treasure map, or maybe the stuff you get when you get one of those medications with all those fine prints, all the side effects written all over the place. What in the world is this? That's already not giving a good impression for an otherwise really great product. It also has this small band, which I actually misplaced here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, there it is. So a small band that I can actually use in order to connect right here to this. So it actually sits in your hand pretty well. But that being said, this thing actually is pretty cool. What it actually enables you to do is you can screw this in, and then what we're going to be doing, what we can actually do, is use this remote to not only turn the camera on and off, also to zoom in and out. It also has a double remote standard in here that you can switch, that lets you actually do two things. One, take a picture. Two, to record a video. How awesome is that? So I no longer actually have to speak to you right away. In fact, I can just use this remote. I don't even need this stand. In fact, this stand is just a stand. It's not really needed after you wire everything in. You really just need this. So you're really paying all this money for a miniature remote that actually does wonders, especially if you're going to be self-recording. No longer you need a timer. You can press on this. You can set yourself exactly where you need to set yourself in, and you can zoom in and out. And I'm zooming right now in and out, and it lets you zoom. So that's kind of cool because it gives you features that I never had before, and it's actually great for video creators such as myself. Now, the bad thing about this is that it's just overpriced. It just is overpriced for what you get. because you really don't really need this. I can go totally without this. This is cool, but I have other ones just like it. The only thing extra that this gives me is the ability to put the external mic with this cheap little tool that is included in here. Other than that, one thing you can do actually, if you do like this, why not just go ahead and sell this part? Just buy it for the remote and keep the remote. And see if somebody will pay money for this. But I don't know, I haven't used this enough to see if I justify owning this or not, the whole stand. Let's get started now with pairing your camera. There's only a few things you need to do in order for you to pair it. The first thing you want to go and do is to locate the pairing button, which is right on the side of the Canon itself, right about here. And the way it looks like, just like that. It's a Wi-Fi button that you press on. So turn this on. Next thing you're going to be doing, removing the lens cap and pressing on this button on this side. And I just did. Nickname for the camera, press OK. And now what we want to do is to find the menu that's going to show you, and it's going to show you a remote here. To get this to show you the remote, the next thing you need to do is just to put the remote in here and add it to it. Pretty much. Just keep on moving the switch so it goes all the way in. Now next thing you have to do, add the remote right in here. Make sure it is firmly in place. Press on the side button once again. And the remote should be featured somewhere over here if this camera does support this accessory. Apparently this specific camera, and this is not the correct one, doesn't have it, or it needs a system update for this to actually work. So I turn this back on, press on it once again. Unfortunately I already did pair it to a different camera, so it doesn't let me. But let's go through the motion what you need to do here. So eventually you're going to have a location here that's going to say remote, and you're going to be pressing on the remote. Once you press on the remote, what you're going to be doing next, you're going to be pressing on the W and T button, both of them at the same exact time for around 3 seconds. After you do this, the camera itself should be paired to the Canon. Now, if you're troubleshooting information over here, if this doesn't work, one thing you have to do is download a brand new driver for your camera so it recognizes it. This might not be firmly in place and firmly enough for the connection to be made to the remote. That's another thing. Also, once it is paired to a specific camera, you might have to unpair the remote for this to actually work with another camera. That's also another possibility. So those are the different things that you have to keep in mind when you're pairing the camera itself to your Canon. So now that we got to the end of this video, hopefully this did explain to you how to pair this camera and my review of this remote. And is this really worth the money? Well, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure if it's really worth it, but at the same time, it does give me creative possibilities that I haven't had before. Including, it gives me the actual base that I can use, ability to put in something like this. As you can see here, if I'm going to be using an external camera or anything external as an accessory for this camera, now I can put it right about here. And if I don't like it right there, I can put it anywhere I want. Well, kind of speaking, that's not a good location, but you can put it in the back, in the front, or the side, anywhere you actually like. And I couldn't do this before. Now, for the M camera, you can put this all the way at the top if you want to. But then because it has this screen, you won't be able to see yourself. And because of that, this still comes in very handy. So you don't need an external bracket for your Canon. But that being said, it's pretty great because it gives you a lot of extra possibilities now, including if you don't need this remote and you just want to shoot with the Canon, it still gives you a very good grip. But the remote gives you a possibility to zoom in and out. So definitely this is a plus, and plus an auto AE focus button here that you can actually toggle on and off. And you can zoom in too. So that's really great about this camera and about this extra grip here. Now the grip itself is super solid. It feels pretty good in your hand, and it has a wide range of motions. You can press right here and you can move it up or down. When you open it up, its legs actually move apart. So you have a possibility of putting it just like this. But if you don't like this, you can move the Canon all the way right there, and it immediately puts itself in a different position. It also has very good grip to the actual fit to it, a texture-like grip. Overall, I'm giving this camera, well, not camera, but I'm giving this external accessory a 9 out of 10. It could use maybe a little bit of improvement. Maybe version 2.0 is going to be even better, such as making this go up and down. That's probably the only thing that is missing. That and the price itself, which is a little bit on the steep side, but you do get a lot of benefits for something that otherwise you'll be paying a lot more money for. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this Geek Tech show, and please subscribe and see you on another episode of my show. Thank you and have a great day.